We'd been married for about 4 years. He came home one day and just said, "I've been lying to you ever since we first met." And then he said that he didn't love me anymore, that he didn't want the life that we had anymore. The very next day I found out I was pregnant. And it was April Fool's Day. There were so many stories that I had heard from other people of marriages coming out even stronger, and I wanted to be one of those stories. I wanted our marriage to come out of it and survive, but it was pretty apparent that mine wasn't going to be one of those stories. And when I was 7 months pregnant, he left for someone else. There were days when it was just too much, like I couldn't even just think of him. Sorry. Trying to get out of bed was a struggle, and I felt so alone. Sometimes I would just curl up in a ball next to my toddler's crib, because then I didn't feel alone, you know? And I had this baby kicking inside of me, just reminding me that I was alone and I was going to have this baby alone. It was nothing I ever pictured for myself, you know? So I thought, who's going to want to marry someone that's broken, that's been through a divorce, that has 2 kids? Would I ever find somebody that could love them like I loved them? Right after my divorce was final, somebody told me that I needed to get to a place where I was completely happy and content on my own. And that was huge for me. I started to connect with other women, and I realized that a lot of these women that had been betrayed were strong, and that helped me build my confidence back up again. And I thought, okay, I'm doing great now. And then I would stumble across triggers, and I would realize there was something I hadn't quite let go of yet. I needed a lot of therapy. Reliving memories, making sense of those memories, and then letting them go. It took years to do that. It wasn't one moment, but it was just kind of an underlying hope that kept me going. My hope came from knowing that there was a plan. Seeking a higher power was huge for me. I didn't feel anger towards him anymore. And once that weight is lifted and you let go, you forgive them and you forgive yourself, you're able to breathe again. You're able to start a new day. So what you project out and put out into the world, you know, will come back to you. Got to a place where I was happy, like I said, with just me and my boys, and I thought, okay, we can do this. We can do this forever if we have to do this. This is our life. And when I met Brandon, I was ready, you know, I was whole.
I was sitting there with a buddy at a table, and she actually came over to me and introduced herself and said, "I'm Andrea, what's your name?" And
so I just went up and started talking to him, which I never do.
I got her number that night, and
we were with each other basically almost every day after that. He was 36 and he had never been married or ever been in love before.
Like I thought, you know, could I be an instant daddy or deal with exes and stuff like that? But for whatever reason, when I met Andrea, none of that mattered.
I didn't know that I would be able to find somebody that loved my boys like their own. And we've since had 3 kids together.
Yeah, and I can ride a bike without training wheels.
Just yesterday, it's her first day.
We're not perfect, we have disagreements, but because of what she's been through and seen, she's really forgiving. And I tell my friends, like, marry divorced girls, because they've been through life, they've been through some stuff, and if they've come out the other side, like, they're fighters. And I love that about her.
What could have been the darkest chapter in my life, it turned out to be one of my best chapters in my whole life, because I was completely changed. I saw the world differently. I had real experience with heartache and pain and things that I never wanted to go through. But I'm so grateful now that I did, because I have more compassion and I understand and I have empathy for others that have gone through the same thing, and I can help other people the way that they help me.
Being married to her for almost 6 years now, and seeing that all that tough stuff and the pain that someone might right after they got divorced, and all that hurt, heartache, and sorrow that they go through, actually turns out to be a really big plus. So I hope this video lets them see that they're not damaged, there's not baggage, it's just pain they went through. And there's people who will recognize that. And also, I really want people who have that mindset that I would never date somebody who's divorced who has kids, that it's such an amazing thing. It's awesome.